Hey you guys, it's me, Katie B, and I've recently finished reading Love Notes by Heather Gunter. I'll read the synopsis to you now and then I'll give my review. How do you cope when the people you care for hurt you the most? When the way you feel on the outside smothers you on the inside? And when you are left to face your demons alone, will you learn that only you have the power to overcome them? Charlie has never had it easy. Between the constant moving and the incessant fat comments and jokes from her father, her self-worth is non-existent. Her reflection in the mirror shows her nothing but a plain Jane. Music is the only thing that keeps her sanity in check. Charlie catches the eye of the town star quarterback, Maverick. With her curves, her brunette hair, and the voice of an angel, Maverick has never met anyone like her. Everything that is different about Charlie just makes Maverick like her more. Unfortunately, Charlie doesn't see it herself. Proving it to her may deem harder than he thinks, especially when tragedy strikes and tears them apart. Now standing on her own 2 feet, she may finally learn exactly who she is, what she's capable of, and how very unplain Jane she is. She really is. Love Notes is number 1 in the series and has a happily ever after in Heartstrings, which is number 2. It was a decent book, to be fair. It had a nice pacing to it, and there were several twists and turns which you kind of do need in a story to kind of grip you and think, oh, are they going to get back together? Are they going to get there happily ever after? Oh, I don't know. But for me, there was a couple of flaws that didn't kind of push it above the rest, so to speak. The way most of the characters spoke to her was both repetitive and unrealistic. I think with the dad, he could have been a little bit more subtler to kind of make her feel a little bit more but it was just so obviously degrading that I was like, really? Couldn't you have made it a little bit more subtle so that she feels like she's going a little bit like, am I really being called fat by my dad? And to have kind of a few loving comments in there would have made it seem a little bit more realistic for me that things kind of build her confidence up a little bit and then maybe bring it back down with a few fat comments and something subtle. And yeah, I just didn't like that kind of dialogue, and it didn't kind of flow nicely in that respect, for both the dad and kind of degrading her and her friends and Maverick building her back up. They were all saying exactly the same things to build her back up again. There's this reveal at the end, which I'm not going to spoil for you because that would be mean. And it's about kind of why a dad does what he does and says what he does. And it wasn't original. It really wasn't. And it kind of felt like the author was trying to make the dad character a little bit more three-dimensional, and it just didn't work at all for me to kind of... It just made him seem more kind of two-dimensional with a twist, which isn't good characterisation in my eyes. And, you know... So yeah, I didn't really kind of end up relating or empathising with her in any respect to kind of keep me going. It was something I started it kind of a while back, put it down after the first few pages and figured I might as well just kind of start it up again, see if I can read it. But yeah, it wasn't good. I'm not going to get the second one because, quite frankly, I didn't like the first one too much, and I don't want to kind of have a rehash of exactly the same stuff. So I'm not going to get the second one. I will put the links down below for you so you can get it yourselves if you fancy it, or just in case you like these kinds of stories, or just to see other people's reviews on it, just in case you want to kind of, you know, get a full picture of what the book's like. Personally for me, I just didn't quite get it as most people do. Some of the reviews on there weren't. Let's have a look. Let me have a look, see what the reviews are like on it. .uk, let me find them, and yeah, it's got 4.5 stars on Amazon, which I don't personally agree with. It is an average, that being said, but there's probably got to be a lot of 5-star comments in there. So if you do want to read why they liked it, and if you are someone who agrees with them, then maybe you could get the book yourself. So I will put the links down below for you. Bit of a long-winded way of saying that. Sheesh. Okay, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.